We're live.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of MSATP TV. Joining us this morning is Jonathan Rivlin. Now that we have the technical glitch out of the way, we're all together again and we're ready to go. So, Jonathan, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, thank you, Bill. Nice to see everybody. And modern technology, it's great when it works, right?
Right, exactly.
All right, a little bit about myself. Certified public accountant, 23 tax seasons, office in Owings Mills, work with my father and brother, and been a member of the society for almost my entire career, and been serving on the board of directors for 4 years now as
Okay.
as a secretary.
Well, very good. And Jonathan is going to be leading us on the discussion on the firm of the future coming up on October 21st.
Yeah.
And so why don't you tell us a little bit about what the class is involved in?
Well, the firm of the future is it's the tagline is really, it's actually the firm of the present, right? So we're going to be covering a lot of apps and security issues, of course, but really the focus is going to be mindset. It's so much bigger than just, are you using QuickBooks Online or Xero or HubDoc? It's bigger than that. It's how are you billing? How are you getting new clients? Have you looked at the opportunities and threats that are on the horizon from the technology? And that could be related to staffing. Do you even need an office anymore? Are you going to go to a distributed workforce or remote hires? Those things will be covered. Of course, we're going to talk about what's needed to be paperless, like what technologies do you need to be paperless. So when the pandemic hit and we were in lockdown, for us, it really didn't impact what we were already doing. And the only paper I really have anymore is just I like to have my calendar printed out, even though I have it in my phone on Outlook. So we'll be talking about the technologies to be paperless and how to train our clients to deal with that. I know some practitioners will have a harder time than others with getting their clients to change over, but it's important. One thing that's new that it only came up after I already had to turn in my presentation materials for the printer. So it'll be a bonus slide. Is a discussion on futurism, which it's not something we as accountants normally get to talk about. So there's this YouTube channel by a guy named Isaac Arthur, and he's a futurist, and he puts out this really interesting stuff. And his most recent video from last week was about how can you have a society without money. And he's just a few features for today to get everyone thinking about this is that in a future without money, two things. First, we have to be a post-scarcity society, and he lays out a roadmap for that. We're really not that far from it. It's not something that's hundreds of years in the future. It's maybe 10 or 20 years in the future. The other thing is that in a society without money, there's still going to be a need for accounting. So there may not be income and therefore income tax the way we understand it today, but there's still going to be a need in society to allocate resources, and that's what we do. That's accounting. So I thought that was interesting that even in the future without money, there's still going to be a need for our profession.
Right, that's great. I always knew that we'd never go away.
Right, exactly. And one of the things I like to do with this kind of topic is start from the beginning. I was doing some research a while ago, and some of the most oldest artifacts we have, like 7,000 years old, like the earliest forms of written communication back from like ancient Sumeria, like the first civilization. It was all about Hezekiah gave 10 bushels of wheat to Mordecai, and Mordecai now owes him 10 talents of whatever the money was back then. So the point of that is for as long as there's been a society, there has been accounting. So from that to running payroll on our phones to a society without money that still needs accountants, it's a long trip, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. Are you also going to be teaching our participants about how to conduct like Zoom meetings and, you know, take advantage of the technologies that we have today
Yes.
to make their firms more futuristic?
Yes. It's not just so that's an excellent point, and I would expand on that. It's not so much the technology itself, whether it's Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Citrix. It's the mindset that these are the ways. These are tools to be employed. The one concept that's missing when we get too into the weeds about specific apps is automation. Um, Use the software, use the robots. The robots are already here and they're already taking some of the jobs. We got to use them to stay competitive.
Mhm.
And that's how we get efficiency. So for us, putting that into practice, we have Calendly and Zoom integrated with Outlook. And so scheduling meetings is no longer the difficult task that it was. I mean, think about all the emails. Are you available on this day? No, I'm not available on that day. Can you do this time? Great, I can do that time. Let's schedule it. And then you have to schedule the thing, right? So now
Right.
just send people a link, or Calendly just came out with an upgrade where you can actually put suggested times in the email, and that just it saves so much time. It's like getting hours back of your day.
Uh-huh.
By weeks, multiplied by a year.
Right. That's awesome. Are you also going to be talking about artificial intelligence?
Yes, yes, but it's not going to be like the primary part of it. We will spend a little time talking about AI, machine learning, and robotic process automation, or I can't remember the exact acronym, but these are things that are coming, and they're already here. We're not going to spend as much time on that because I really want to focus on the bigger picture, which is the
Okay.
mindset that you have to have.
Gotcha.
Because once we get the mindset down, all this other stuff is easier.
Okay. Well, very good. And your class is going to be on October 21st
Yes.
at Columbia. And I believe
Yes.
you're scheduled for 3 to 5.
I think it's 3:30 to 5:30.
3:30 to 5:30. Okay. Well, I know I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
hearing
I can
what you have
check
to
that
say that day. That's all right.
Well, thank you.
Anybody who wants to register for the class can contact the office and we'd be happy to get them signed up for it. And this particular class is being offered both live and as a webinar. And so the webinar is the future. So you can sign up for a seminar on the future using the future and current technologies that we have. So please feel free to join us that day. And Jonathan, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.